Imagine that you buy a house. It is next to a cricket field. You come home one day and you find out that your roof has been damaged by cricket balls. You want to sue the owner of the cricket field. You want money to repair your roof. You are suing because of their carelessness. The owner may say that they don't owe you anything because you have no contract with them, but this would be quite unfair. So this is where tort law comes in. On the one hand, a contract creates obligations. You choose these obligations. On the other hand, tort law imposes obligations. The owner has a duty of care. That is their obligation. Basically, not to be negligent or careless. There are 3 requirements that establish the duty of care for someone. Firstly, it has to be foreseeable. The fact that you live right next to a cricket field, it is foreseeable that cricket balls may land in your garden. The second is proximity. Basically, are you closely affected by their act? You are. And is it fair, just and reasonable to impose this duty? Well, yes. Well, because other houses living nearby, they don't want a smashed roof either. By living in society, you are forced to care for people in certain situations. That is ultimately what tort law is about. Okay, but that is only one part of it, so let's make this a bit more interesting. You also have to prove causation, so you have to prove that someone caused damage. It is clear that the owner caused you damage. Sounds easy, right? Well, wait until we try a different example. This might not be the easiest, but it's certainly one of the most interesting. So, imagine that you buy a snazzy gun and you want to test it out. You ask your best friends, Jeremy and Bill, to come with you. So you go together. So during the day, you decide to go behind a bush because you saw a nice rabbit and you want to take a picture of it. Jeremy and Bill hear rustling in the bushes and they fire. One of the bullets hit your leg. Now, you don't know if it was Jeremy's or Bill's bullet. You are very angry and want one of them to pay for your very expensive medical treatment. Who should pay? Well, this is quite controversial and may depend on the specific circumstances, but in essence, both of them will have to pay. This is because the courts will say that both Jeremy and Bill materially contributed to your risk of injury. In essence, they both contributed to the increased likelihood that you would be injured. And secondly, this is a really interesting argument as well alongside the first for why you should sue both of them. But you're suing them not because they injured you, but because they deprived you of the right to sue the person that actually shot you. Now, this is only scratching the surface. There's so many other interesting aspects of tort law, whether that's through like vicarious liability, psychiatric loss, economic loss. There's so much more to cover. If you want a more detailed breakdown, say so in the comments and I can definitely do that. Now, before you go, I have a few things to say. Subscribe for my website, which is linked in the description to get access to really good free legal information. Number 2, follow my TikTok for quick bite-sized legal information. And number 3, subscribe here to empower yourself and know the rules that define your life.